color analyzing myself to show you a behind the scenes view of a color analysis. And this may help you if you're working through processing your results, if you received a report and don't know what to look for exactly in the color analysis checks. And if you're working through Karen Brunger and myself's case study series on my site, this will also be a great video for you. There's a whole portfolio of pictures and information supplied as part of a virtual color analysis process. And here is one of the pictures that is supplied by all clients. So if their hair is colored, they would cover it with a white piece of fabric. And if their hair is natural, they could leave it out but pull it back. And so my hair is my natural hair color. And so for this analysis, we'll be using this picture. Many people think too that a virtual color analysis is only based on this picture, and it really isn't. There's a whole portfolio of pictures and information supplied for my virtual color analysis process that are very important and just as important as this picture. People usually supply historical pictures with their natural hair color. And here's me before the age of 10 wearing my natural hair color. And then here's me around the age of 17 with my natural hair color. And I'm just going to pause here and say, I don't look at this picture and see winter or autumn easily. I can't easily rule out spring here. So my thoughts are spring, summer. I will say in looking at historical pictures, you usually can narrow the field down to 2 seasons to focus on during the color compares, but not necessarily. Here's me in my 20s, and that is my son at the time. And here's me in my 30s. And again, I'm not seeing winter or autumn easily here. And so they're telling me sort of the same story as the history. The skin and natural hair color over time is not easily showing winter or autumn. There's a picture of my eye supplied, and I'm seeing summer qualities quite easily, this cloudiness, but seeing this eye, I wouldn't easily rule out spring as well. And so really an eye too is just a hypothesis. I would never base a color analysis result solely on what I saw in the eye. And just as a reminder, generic eye colors are irrelevant in color analysis. In both in-person and virtual color analysis, I've encountered people who have trouble seeing the color analysis check. So this isn't a in-person versus virtual color analysis thing if you're having difficulty. I've even met color analysis students who have repeated the training multiple times in hopes they could refine their eye to see things better, and made the decision after taking the training multiple times that it just wasn't for them because they weren't finding it easy. I mean, no disrespect to those people. It's just sort of like I'm terrible at math, and no matter how much training I receive in math, it won't be easy to me. During these next slides, I'm going to guide you as best as possible on some of the things that go through my mind as I'm reviewing the steps of color analysis. So we'll start with step 1, which is cool versus warm. You have to take in the overall visual too, and not just focus on one element. So one of the things that is really obvious to me on the cool side is it's like my face is pulled back, and the color is behind me and I'm at the forefront. Whereas over here, the color is sort of aligned with me and is swallowing me up. And the jawline is heavy over here. The jawline's lifted over here. And all I can see when I look at these two comparisons is the focus here is on my eyes, and sort of the jaw line becomes secondary. And that is the goal of color analysis, is eyes to be drawn to your eyes and everything else is secondary. And I find that is not happening over here. I'm looking at the color, my eye is wandering. And then if you focus in on my skin now, I find my skin goes quite patchy and uneven here, and things are more even over here. There's no hiding, though, that I have some sun damage over time on my skin, but it's minimized over here, whereas this patchiness and shadowing over here, my skin damage is maximized. Here's another look at cool versus warm and the similar sorts of things. You can pause this and do the checks that I previously did. This one is the winner, and over here, in addition, I find my skin goes a yellowed, jaundiced coloring. And then here's another look at cool versus warm, and you can repeat the checks by pausing on this slide. So that's 3 of the 5 colors I use in step 1 of cool versus warm, and I land cool. Because I land cool in step 1, the focus is on the cool home seasons, winter in the top left and summer on the top right. However, in a virtual color analysis and in-person color analysis, I also like to look at the warm home seasons just to validate my prior step of cool versus warm being correct or not. To me, in looking at this, these 3 other seasons aren't a close call at all with the summer in terms of the checks, and you can pause this to review it. Now, I previously said in this video, my historical pictures, it's hard to rule out spring, and so in looking at spring versus summer, I'm finding this spring, the eyes are not the focus. The jawline's heavy, I go quite sallowed, and the color is overwhelming to me, whereas on the top right there, all you want to do is stare at my eyes, and the jawline becomes secondary. And overall, my coloring's healthier and what have you. Here's another look at the 4-season check. And so you can pause this video and do the checks on your own. So that's a look at 2 of the 5 home season color comparisons I do. And it's not a close call with the other 3 seasons, like I said. And so when I'm moving into the next step, which is looking at the summer flows, I'm keeping that in mind, because if it was a close call with some of these other seasons, it perhaps indicates I'm a flow between that season. Now here's a look at the summer flows. Top left is true summer, top right is cool summer, bottom right is muted summer, and bottom left is light summer. And so to me, true summer is the obvious winner here. Focus is on my eyes, the jawline becomes secondary, the focus is on me. My skin is as healthy and vibrant as it can be. On the cool summer side, I find my skin goes shadowed, patchy. The color is overwhelming me, and it's heavy at the jawline. And then in the bottom right, wow, I go quite sallowed. Color is swallowing me. It's heavy at the jawline. And then the same deal over here, which is the light summer. I go quite pasty. While you may say, okay, the focus is on you, but it's not a healthy coloring on my skin in comparison to the top left, which is the true summer. Here's another look at the summer flow set, and some may say the muted summer over here goes with my eyes, but in terms of the other color analysis checks, this fails, and there's no autumn in my coloring. It wasn't a close call between summer and autumn. The color's heavy on my jawline, it's swelling me up, my eye wanders, whereas the top one with the true summer focuses on my eyes and focuses on me. My face is 3D. That's another way to look at it. So there's a behind the scenes look at my color analysis. I hope this helps you. Yay, true summer.